He was visiting a shelter to donate. He never imagined he'd find a faded photo of the girl who once saved his life. And vanished. Dev Reichand, a billionaire known for his sharp business mind and guarded heart, stepped into the old city homeless shelter with little emotion on his face. He wasn't there for publicity. He hated cameras. He had come alone, quietly, to write a check for repairs and food supplies. This shelter was where his mother used to volunteer before she passed. Today, he just wanted to honor her memory. As the caretaker led him through the halls, Dev's eyes wandered. Old posters hung on the walls, bulletin boards covered with hand-drawn thank you notes from children. But something stopped him mid-step. Pinned on one board, weathered from time, was a photograph. A black-and-white photo of a young woman holding a plate of food surrounded by smiling kids. Her eyes, even in grayscale, were familiar. Bright, gentle, unforgettable. Dev stepped closer, heart racing. "Who is she?" he asked. The caretaker shrugged. "Oh, that's Mayor. She used to volunteer here years ago. Wonderful girl, but then she just disappeared, left everything behind." Dev's throat went dry. Meher. The name hit him like lightning. She wasn't just some old volunteer. She was his best friend, his childhood light, the girl who once stood between him and despair when he had nothing, the one who gave him books when he was too poor to buy them, who reminded him to dream, when the world only reminded him he had nothing. But they had lost touch. Life moved fast. She vanished. And now, her photo was here, in a shelter. Why? Where had she gone? And why was no one looking for her? Dev's pulse quickened. He turned to the caretaker. "Do you know where she is now?" The old man frowned. "No one's seen her in over 4 years." Dev stared at the photo again, his hands clenched. That was about to change. Dev walked out of the shelter with one thing on his mind. Find Mare. The world knew him as ruthless, efficient, cold. But inside, something had cracked open. Memories of her flooded back, her laughter during the rain, the way she taped his broken glasses with love. The letter she wrote him when he got his scholarship overseas. The one he never responded to. He had assumed she moved on, made her own life. But now he knew. Something had gone terribly wrong. That night, he activated every resource at his disposal. Security teams, investigators. He even returned to his old neighborhood, searching through records, talking to shelter volunteers, hoping someone remembered something. Days passed. Dead ends piled up. Until one night, his head of security brought him a file. "Sir, we found someone who matches her profile. She checks in at an abandoned train station once a week. Volunteers say she feeds stray dogs there, always quiet, doesn't speak to anyone, looks lost." Dev's heart sank. That wasn't the Meher he knew. She was life, fire, strength. What could have possibly broken her? Early the next morning, he went there himself. No bodyguards, no luxury cars, just him. And as the first light of dawn painted the city in gray and gold, he saw her. Sitting on a broken bench, wrapped in a shawl, hair messy, eyes distant, a half-empty bag of biscuits beside her, 2 stray dogs sleeping peacefully at her feet. She hadn't seen him yet. She looked fragile, like someone who'd been holding too much pain for too long. His voice trembled as he stepped closer. "Meher?" She turned slowly. Eyes met, and time stopped. Meher stared at him as if seeing a ghost. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. Then, slowly, she stood, her hands shaking. "Dev?" she whispered. He nodded, stepping closer, trying to read her expression. Was it shock? Fear? Shame? "I thought you were gone," she said, voice cracking. "I thought you forgot me." "I never forgot you," he said firmly. "I searched for you everywhere after I saw your photo at the shelter. What happened to you, Mayor? Where did you go?" She looked down, tears silently falling. Life collapsed. She told him everything. Her mother died shortly after he left for London. Her father, already distant, grew violent. She worked multiple jobs to survive, but then a fire broke out in her building. Everything she owned was lost. She was too proud to beg, too broken to reach out. I had nowhere to go. I ended up helping at that shelter. I thought maybe I could still be useful to someone. But when even that faded, I stopped trying to belong anywhere. Dev's hands curled into fists. Guilt washed over him like a tidal wave. He had been living in mansions. She had been sleeping near broken benches. "Why didn't you tell me? Just one message." "I did," she said, barely audible. "I wrote letters, emails. I begged the universe for a sign. But I guess you were too far up by then, and I was too far down." His heart shattered. "I wasn't up," he said softly. "I was empty, and I never realized the one person who made me whole had been left behind." He pulled off his jacket and wrapped it around her trembling shoulders. "You're not alone anymore. I don't care where you've been. I only care where you're going, and this time you're going with me." Meher looked at him, tears blurring her vision. For the first time in years, her heart stirred, not from pain, but from something she thought had long died. Hope. The very next day, Meher woke up not on a broken bench, but in the guest suite of Dev's Ocean View penthouse. She resisted at first, not used to warmth, softness, safety. But Dev didn't rush her. He took care of everything. Medical checkups, therapy, new clothes, a fresh identity. But more than that, he gave her space to breathe, to feel human again. And slowly, she bloomed. Weeks passed. Meher began painting again, something she hadn't done in years. Dev built her a studio. He didn't ask questions or expect anything in return. He just stayed. One afternoon, she walked into his study and placed a small canvas on his desk. It was a painting of a little boy and girl sitting on a rooftop under stars. Them, years ago. He stared at it for a long time, then looked up, eyes full. "You still remember?" he whispered. "I never stopped," she replied. That night, under the golden lights of a private dinner he arranged just for them, Dev stood nervously, holding something behind his back. "I built companies, conquered markets, bought everything I once thought I needed," he said, "but I never felt home, until I found you again." He pulled out a ring. Simple, silver, elegant. "I don't care about the past anymore. I only care about tomorrow. And I want every tomorrow to begin and end with you." Tears streamed down Meher's face. Not because she felt unworthy, but because, for the first time in years, she finally felt seen. "Yes, Dev," she whispered, "yes." A month later, the media buzzed. Billionaire marries woman found living homeless. Their story is pure magic. But to them, it wasn't about the headlines. It was about healing, about returning, about rediscovering what life tried to bury, and about a photo in a shelter. That brought 2 souls back home.